born without limbs. And if I had, my mom and I actually discussed this when I was a kid, and she never would have been able to adopt me. I wouldn't have had the amazing family that I had growing up. And my mom, my last name is Olsen, so my family is Scandinavian. And my mom had fair skin and blonde hair and green eyes, and I have olive complexion and dark black, jet black hair. And so I put my head next to my mom's and say, "Mom, do I look like an Olsen?" And looking into a mirror, and she would say, "Yes, you do." But I believe that I have a stronger testimony in being born without limbs to show God's faithfulness in my life, and that He has been with me each and every day of my life. There have been times my mom has gone to be with the Lord. My mom had Alzheimer's disease, and my mom actually was my predominant caregiver for almost 30 years. And so her loss has been very tremendous, very, very significant in my life. But I've had to depend on the Lord every day of my life. He's my rock. He needs to be our rock and our source of strength. And it's been amazing. Like, I've seen God's faithfulness every day. Like, I haven't known who was going to sometimes come to help me the next day or, that evening. And, I'm 42, as I said, and I've had caregivers, and I've had people helping me, friends who have helped me out every day of my life. I've never not had anyone to care for me in 42 years. That's the hand of God. That's
Sister Courtney, come up here. We've had miracles in this church, and I wanted Sister Courtney to testify. Can you roll forward just a second?
Sure.
Thanks. You're on my board.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. Thank you. I want Sister Courtney to share. This week, Sister Addie, where are you? She's a normal teenager. She can get an attitude. She can be mouthy. She's a normal child. Amen. But God touched her at Youthquake, and God gave her a gift of healing. And I want you to hear, we had a miracle during VBS. And I want Sister Courtney to tell you what happened to her and why she's here today. And then Sister Lisa, I'll tell you why I did that.
15 days ago today, I was spent in the hospital. I went in for my gallbladder, found out that I had hundreds of gallstones that had stopped my gallbladder from working, went all the way down to my bile duct and lower intestine. I went in on a Sunday, they sent me home. Tuesday, I went back. The pain had gotten worse, couldn't move, couldn't sleep, couldn't do nothing. Went in that following day, Wednesday the 20th, they removed my gallbladder. 21st, I had to go in and have my bile duct cut open and dilated and forced this chemical stuff through it. I had another 40 to 60 gallstones compacted in there. At that same point, I was also diagnosed with hepatitis A, where I had no clue where I could have got it. You guys know, I have 6 kids of my own. I have 3 other adopted children who will not leave my home. I love you guys, I'm not saying anything bad. My husband was in Teen Challenge, and there was a situation where he was not there. And during this time, it actually worked because everything needed to come together for my healing. Thursday night, I was told that I was going to Christiana Hospital because my liver was not doing better at all.
That's this past Thursday.
This is this past Thursday. My husband was there when they informed us that they gave me a choice of either Christiana or Johns Hopkins. I chose Christiana because I have 3 other babies that are right at the Delaware Bridge line with my mom. I figured it would be easier if I had any medical problems with my mom being there, and my daughters over here would be able to help get everything taken care of. We've had some other things, turmoil, come into play at the same time. Well, Friday morning, instead of going to Christiana, they told me I can go home.
Now remember,
My liver was failing, and my liver has climbed to the point to where I could go home.
that was Thursday night. We prayed that her levels would go up, and she'd be healed. Didn't we, Brother Jerry? He and I, over her bed, the three of us. And then what happened? You in heaven, I believe, on Friday morning, prayed and believed, and declared, if I'm not right, is that right, Heaven? Declared, and Savannah, and Shania, I believe, said, she's coming home. She's coming home. God heard those prayers. Can you give the Lord a clap offering? Why do you think I mentioned this? Stay right here. Because both of these ladies had a healing. See, God chose to heal her from a trash can. They were going to murder her. Those who don't understand what euthanasia is, they were going to murder her as a baby. And somebody stood up. A Christian just like you stood up and said, no. Have we got the guts to say no to something like that? See, she and her husband had enough guts to say, no, I'm healed. It's a very special gift. Thank you, Sister Courtney. We're going to pray for Sister Lisa, but I want to put on, what's that song you said?
Our God by Chris Thomas.
Our God by Chris Tomlin. If we could just play that. And I want you to dig deep. I don't care if you have 2 cents. If you had $5 in your wallet, you were going to go to lunch. We want to take up a special offering for her. You know, it isn't easy to get around. She didn't tell you this, but she runs a whole department in a university. But she can't have Medicare and Medicaid. She has to have insurance, which she does. Medicaid you can't have,
I
right?
can't have Medicaid.
You have Medicare but no Medicaid, right?
I don't have Medicaid.
She doesn't have Medicare or Medicaid. The government does not pay for her health care needs. So out of her own pocket, she pays for every health care giver. And guess what? The law won't allow her to use an agency. She has to do it all herself. Or hire someone to do it. It's the way our government works. So I don't care if you have 2 cents, 5 cents, $100, $1,000, whatever you have. I want you to give a special offering for her. Dig deep in your pockets. Dig deep. If you don't have any money, that's okay. Pray. Because we're going to pass the offering plate around while we play this song. And put your hand over it and pray for her if you don't have any money to put in. Because we're going to give her everything that comes in plus something that we have planned to give her as well. We treat our guests right. Okay? We love you. Thank you, Sister Lisa. You can pray with her later. We'll have prayer. Would you put that song on while the offering, just as long as the offering? Thank you. Brother Jonathan, I'm going to need your help.